NOPD almost 5 years to fire an officer who was the focus of a Fox 8 investigation.
As Chief Investigative Reporter Stephen Stock reports, an internal NOPD review found that police sergeant violated department policy and a co-worker's civil rights.
So I started looking elsewhere, thought about going back to school.
Carl Vanderhar hoped to spend his career as a chemist working in a police crime lab. Instead, he now spends time making ends meet, driving for Uber.
I didn't see myself here 4.5 years later. I saw myself as a rising forensic scientist, you know, maybe a supervisor role in the future.
Almost 5 years ago, Vanderhar lost that career after he says he spoke out about problems he witnessed within NOPD's crime lab.
I feel like I've been punished for trying to do the right thing.
Vanderhar says his whistleblower crime lab complaints prompted this.
Oh, how you doing? Doing good. I actually don't want to talk right now, so well, you need to talk to me. You have to at this point.
This police body camera footage from 2020 shows officers at Vanderhar's home. He says the visit came after he requested a leave of absence, citing his concerns about poor working conditions, lack of standard procedures, and faulty testing at the crime lab that he says could make an innocent person look guilty. Vanderhar's then supervisors at the crime lab, Sergeant Michael Stalbert, along with Lieutenant Kim Williams, showed up at his home and insisted he needed to come downtown with them.
You have shorts on?
I have underwear.
Okay. Myself and his officer is going to come and escort you, make sure you put some pants on.
Escort me where?
As Fox 8 first reported back in 2023, Stalbert and Williams claimed they were there to conduct a wellness check.
Put my hands up.
No. You're not under arrest. You work for the New Orleans Police Department. You're not under arrest.
Despite Vanderhar's insistence he was fine, body camera video shows Officer Stalbert put the scientist in the back of a police cruiser with the doors locked, repeatedly telling him he had no choice but to go with them and take a drug test.
At this point, we're just concerned about your well-being.
So I'm not under arrest for that.
You are not under arrest at all. Tree train. Call PID. I just got off the phone with them. PID said that you need to come to their office.
Then, but I'm not under arrest, so I know that now.
You're not going to jail.
To this day, Vanderhar believes this was an attempt to stop him from raising concerns about problems at the crime lab.
I considered it a false arrest because they weren't giving me the option to leave. They put me in the back of a police SUV where you can't escape, it's locked. Well, a wellness check is you get there, you see everybody's fine, and then you leave.
Once at the drug testing facility, Vanderhar says officers Stalbert and Williams led him to believe that the only way he could go back home was to resign on the spot. So he did.
I honestly expected them to fire me, which I think I would have been more okay. I definitely would have been more okay with.
After Vanderhar filed the complaint, the NOPD investigated Sergeant Stalbert's and Lieutenant Williams's conduct during the incident. The PIB found the officers violated NOPD rules of professionalism and abused their positions. Williams got an 11-day suspension. Sergeant Stalbert was also found to have violated standards of moral conduct and adherence to the law. Now, nearly 5 years later, NOPD fired Stalbert on May 17th. Officials confirmed to Fox 8 that Stalbert was terminated for violations during that incident with Vanderhar in 2020.
I think the punishment fits the crime. I mean, it's been a long time, honestly.
Too long?
It's definitely too long for some kind of punishment to be doled out. Yeah, in my eyes anyways.
This case wasn't the only one involving Officer Stalbert. Our investigation uncovered between 2007 and 2021, the Public Integrity Bureau found he violated policy 12 times, including incidents of neglect of duty and use of force. Before he was fired, Stalbert had received a total of 14 days of suspension for all those previous violations.
And this is exactly what we don't need in the police department.
Skip Gallagher was Vanderhar's chemistry teacher at the University of New Orleans. After Vanderhar told him what happened in 2020, Gallagher started digging through NOPD records and now tracks misconduct within the department.
These are supposed to be people that you turn to for help. And if you instead have somebody who is aggressive and excessively uses force, the department isn't the place for you.
Gallagher says even with the years-long delay of Stolbert's firing, he's encouraged by the NOPD's recent action.
There is some leadership now that is seriously concerned about the integrity of the department.
But for Vanderhar, that justice came with a price. He says he hasn't found any work in forensics since and can only earn money as an Uber driver.
I mean, I pretty much gave up trying to do forensics anywhere. You know, once you kind of put yourself out there and, you know, as a whistleblower, as you would, you don't really get a lot of callbacks from employment opportunities.
So far this year, the NOPD has fired 4 members of the force, including Officer Stolbert. On the same day Stolbert was terminated, NOPD also fired Officer Tyrone Parker. Records we obtained show the PIB found from 2011 to 2023, Parker violated department policy 13 times, including 7 different allegations of violating use of force procedures and failing to turn on his body-worn camera during arrest.
I am impressed. After seeing the recent terminations that have occurred in the last just 6 months or so, I am, and all of these are very, very justifiable.
Carl Vanderhar still has a pending lawsuit against the NOPD claiming Stolbert and Williams violated his civil rights that day. Fox 8 reached out to the attorney representing both Stolbert and Tyrone Parker, but the attorney had no comment on their firings.